Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that people like Aguiyi Ironsi, who were general coming back from Congo, immediately became a brigadier? How did it happen that someone who was a general became a brigadier? Let me explain. Aguiyi Ironsi went for peacekeeping in Congo. He was a general. He came back and was reverted down to a brigadier. There was a politics that they played. They played politics to bring him down. Why? Listen. Okay, listen, pay attention, Africa. You see, most often than not, when you ask Nigerians, why did January 15th, 1966 military coup d'etat happened? Why did those young soldiers struck in 1966? They will tell you it was because the political class of the First Republic were highly corrupt because of the Western Nigeria Action Group crisis between Samuel Akintola and Obafemi Awolowo on who become the Western Premier. They are not wrong, okay? The political class were highly corrupt, okay? But I want to open your eyes to see from another perspective. I want you to see from the other side of the coin, to broaden your horizon, to see that it was not just because the political class of the First Republic were corrupt or because of the action group crisis of the Western Nigeria, Akintola and Obafemi Awolowo. I want to open your eyes to another aspect of it. The coup also happened because the military class were highly politicized. The military in Nigeria became highly corrupt. Corruption was the order of the day. How do I mean? Promotion in the military in those days became highly politicized. It was no longer based on competence. It was no longer based on your rank and file. It was based on ethnic affiliation. It was based on man no man. There was a whole lot of nepotism and negative ethnicity. The soldiers in those days, at that point in time, okay, they became more loyal to their ethnic extraction than they were to the military hierarchical structure. Okay, I'm going to prove all these things to you. Just keep listening to me. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that people like Aguiyi Ironsi, who were general coming back from Congo, immediately became a brigadier? How did it happen that someone who was a general became a brigadier? Let me explain. Aguiyi Ironsi went for peacekeeping in Congo. He was a general. He came back and was reverted down to a brigadier. There was a politics that they played. They played politics to bring him down. Why? Listen. Before then, okay, the GOC, who was the general officer commanding in Nigeria, was not an indigenous person. He was a British personnel, and he was going to leave Nigeria very soon. And there is need for Nigeria at that time to produce the first ever indigenous general office commander. So this officer commander that Nigeria is going to produce, okay, when this man is gone. So they did not want Aguiyi Ironsi to be the next person. Do you understand? So they played politics and returned him to what? A brigadier. I can tell you the people that played this politics, but if I tell you, this comment section will be on fire. But let me save that for another day and go straight to what I want to tell you. Now, when Aguiyi Ironsi came back, his position was reverted back to a brigadier. Now, immediately his position was reverted back to a brigadier. As we were waiting for this British military personnel, who was the GOC, to leave Nigeria so Nigeria can produce the first GOC, two people had the prospects of becoming the next GOC, the indigenous GOC, and that was the commander of the 1st Brigade, who was Brigadier Samuel Ademulegun, okay, and Aguiyi Ironsi. So, Brigadier Samuel Ademulegun was a Yoruba man. Aguiyi Ironsi is an Igbo man, of course you know. So, it was between the battle of the South. Mind you, it was not all Igbo people that supported Aguiyi Ironsi, and it was not all Yoruba people that supported Samuel Ademulegun. So it was not a matter of Igbo and Yoruba. It was a matter of the South. Do you understand? So the Southern soldiers were divided into two factions: the people supporting Samuel Ademulegun and the people supporting Aguiyi Ironsi. All right. Now, in order for Samuel Ademulegun to solidify his position of becoming the next GOC, he affiliated himself with the Saldana, who was Ahmadu Bello. Okay, he became a political affiliate with Northern People's Congress, which was NPC. Do you understand? Now, because of that, the military became highly politicized. Highly politicized. Okay, and to prove this, that same year, there was a political riot in TIF, the one you call TIV. Okay, there was a political riot in that place, and Ahmadu Bello, the Saldana, requested that soldiers be sent to that place for peacekeeping. All right, immediately, the first brigadier commander, who was Samuel Ademulegun, consented that soldiers be sent to that place, even without clarification from the military headquarters in Lagos. Okay, now the soldiers who were to be sent there were troops from the 5th Battalion, whose commanding officer was Lieutenant Colonel Onwegbe. Onwegbe rejected it and said no, his troops will not be sent there without proper procedures being followed. And immediately he was relieved of his duty and he was posted to Lagos under the instruction of Saldana. Do you see that the military has become highly politicized? It has become highly politicized at that point in time. And when this were going on, there was campaign happening in the military. Okay, Samuel Ademulegun was campaigning for himself, okay, telling people his CV, why he needs to be the next GOC. Okay, and the supporters of Aguiyi Ironsi was doing the same for their person, why Aguiyi has to be the next GOC. But to cut the long story short, at the end of the day, Aguiyi Ironsi became the next GOC. He became the first indigenous general officer commanding on the advice of Brigadier Mai Malari. Mai Malari advised that Aguiyi Ironsi is the most qualified to be the next GOC. And at the end of the day, Aguiyi Ironsi became the first indigenous general officer commanding in Nigeria. But listen, even while Aguiyi Ironsi has succeeded in being the next GOC, the division, that the struggle of who will become the GOC, the division that he has created remained there, remained permanent. It remained permanent. So the army was divided. And that was one of the contributory factors to why the young soldiers had to strike in 1966. If you pay scrupulous and sedulous attention to details, you will find out that it is not only the political class that were assassinated during the coup d'etat. Military officers of high ranking were also assassinated in that coup. And what happened then is still happening today. The military in Nigeria is highly politicized till date. Promotion in Nigeria today is still based on ethnic affiliation and political sentiment. That is why coup d'etat can happen in Burkina Faso and in Mali. And when you are as a Nigerian expecting coup d'etat to happen in Nigeria, I laugh at you, because the military in Nigeria is being controlled by the mafiosos, the superstructures, just as it was in 1964. That is how it is today. So it is hard for the military to have a mind of its own in Nigeria, because the cabals are controlling it, just as those military structures were being controlled by the high political arenas those days. That is how it is today. So as it was then, so it is today. So you need to understand this. You need to understand all these things and put into place to help yourself understand the nature of the country at which you find yourself. It has always been corruption, right from the political class to the military class. Africa, wisdom is the principal thing. Okay, I think I've said too much. Let me just leave it at you. Okay, Wisdom Africa is the principal thing. Of course, you can always request for books from me. All you need to do is to go to my bio right here on TikTok. A book will be given to you free of charge in less than 24 hours. Okay, Just WhatsApp the WhatsApp number in my bio to be given to you. And remember, next year, I'll be going from schools to schools, teaching African children history. And I'll be giving them books on hardcover and soft copy. Okay? So if you want to be part of this, you know how to contact me. Contact me, WhatsApp me, and you can support us through your financial support. We'll use the money to get books, okay? And also to teach children in African schools. I love you and I care about you. Wisdom Africa is the principal thing.
I wanna kiss you, make you feel alright.